check with, yeah, so the Zoom, that's the Zoom. All right. Family and friends, if you could just gather over here by the chairs. Friends, if you would just join me over here by the chairs. On behalf of the family, I want to thank everybody for joining us here, as well as those who are joining us on the live stream. We begin our service with an ancient act of Kriya. Whoever is told, is that rhetorical? Please, everybody can huddle together and get some blankets here. Whoever is told. Everyone but Santa. So we're going to start with the act of Kriya, which means to care. And we're going to say the blessing together. We will help each other. We'll help each other with it. So repeat after me. Baruch. Baruch. Atah. Adonai. Eloheinu. Is this going on? Hello, everyone. Thanks for showing up. You got a good turnout. Shall I speak first? Yes, okay. Yes. Oh, my word. Francine would be remarkably touched by the loved ones who showed up in the beginnings of a blizzard, apparently, on this late November day. Everyone here knew the real Francine, and I'm so gratified of that. Some knew her since, like, around the time she was born. Some knew her from the time that she was 4.5, and as in my case, although I have limited memories of when she was 4.5, I was just born. And some knew her from high school and made award-winning musicals with her, which I vividly recall. And mostly, I think it's fair to recall a beautiful soul who, when her chemistry allowed her actual character to emerge, was as kind a person as one could encounter. Everyone here knows that she had to deal with chemical demons, but she prevailed over them with great courage. And I'm very proud of her for that courage. We also know that when Mother went to Buckingham Pavilion, she would give piano recitals for the residents. And one of the gentlemen here and their son, Sheldon and Eric Stern, were shocked when I called them and told them that it was Francine's turn to become a resident. But there was no doubt in particularly Barbara Kear's and my opinion that she could have resided in a safer place, and that gave us great succor. The last years have not been good. I had to make some decisions that were very painful. Thank God I didn't have to make any fatal decisions. God took care of that. She was visited by what Shakespeare would call mere oblivion. She's been released from that. And on Thanksgiving Day, I am most grateful. Thank you all for coming. God bless Francine.
Mom never met a stranger. She had many songs in her heart that she shared with everyone. And of course, she wrote poetry. So while you're seeing flurries, I hear her saying, "White is a cloud drifting on the wind. White are snowflakes that flurry in the sky." That's some of her poetry. She wrote so many beautiful compositions, and poems and lyrics and songs, and they all are inside of me. And I hope that you can still hear her laughter in your ears, and that a memory from her will make you smile and share that smile with someone else. Thank you so much for honoring her today and coming here to lay her to rest. She loved her grandsons so much, and she adored her friends and family even more, of course, every time she got to enjoy their company. So. Thanks.
Thank you, Rachel. It was fruit. Yeah. Byron. Bayer. Right. Yeah. Byron, we call him Bayer.
We're going to do one chapter of Psalms, and then we'll do the memorial prayer. As is customary at a grave, we say the words of King David. The 23rd Psalm is going to be in English on the inside portion. I'm going to first do it in the Hebrew, and then maybe together we'll do it in the English. Mizmor LaDavid. גם כי ילך בגיא צל מובס לא יראה כי אתה ימודי שבתך משענתך הם ינחמוני תערך לפני שולחן נגד צרי תשענת בשמן ראשי כסר ואחתי וחסר יפוני כל ימי חיי ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in the straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. So now we're going to say a special memorial prayer, asking God to bring Fruma Bas Meir, which is her Hebrew name, under the divine presence, the Shekhinah. El Molei Rachamim, Sheichein Pameroim, Amitzei Minachon Echayrot, Achas Kanefei HaShekhinah, Im Kedoshim Toirim Gezerakia Masirim, Es Nishmas Fruma Bas Meir, Shel Chol Elamoi Bal Rachamim, Yastirei B'Seizik Nafach Le'Elamim, Yitzror B'Torachayim Es Nishmasa, Adonai Yunachal Osavasnach B'Shalem Al Mishkavo V'Noi Maramein. Compassionate God, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to Fruma Bas Meir, who has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in your eternal presence, and let her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. God is her inheritance, and may she rest in peace. And let us all say, Amen. I have in my hand a little bag of earth from the Mount of Olives. And this is our connection as a family, as a Jewish people, to each other, to the land of Israel, and also hopefully to the period to come where we'll all be reunited. So I'm going to open this up, and this will be the first thing that we use. Friends, after the cemetery staff has placed the cover to the vault, everybody's going to have an opportunity to place several measures of earth into the grave, keeping in mind that the mound, a little harder, there's a bucket with sand, and in the Jewish tradition, from a legal perspective, that counts just as good. The tradition is to do 3 times. Once we could do an accident. 2 is coincidence. 3 times shows a full intent by Jewish law. There's another couple customs which Rachel's mentioning to me. The first one is correct. Some people, even though this is obviously inconvenient and not efficient, we take the first shovelful and we invert the shovel. Because this isn't just another opportunity to use a shovel. This is something that we do a little different. Now that Rachel pointed out, maybe should mention that there's another mystical concept, which is this is the world we see, and things appear sometimes not as they are, but we know that there's a world beyond which the upside down is right. So that's something you can think about as well, sort of a meditation. And the other idea that is given is that we don't shear the shovel, even though the would be the natural thing. The kind thing to do is to give it to the person behind you. Rather, we return the scoop into the bucket and let the next person take it out of the fullness of their own heart. This is a mitzvah that we call a chesed shalamet, a act of pure loving kindness for which we know there can be no reward here in this world. And we do it just as individuals with the fullness of our heart. The next tradition that we have is a an interesting one, but also a very powerful one. And that is, before we begin the next act, we ask for forgiveness, for mechilah, a little bit like Yom Kippur. Things that we certainly could have done maybe different in our life, certain things that we maybe could have said better. We ask that hold nothing back, and that we ask for forgiveness, and for the same token, we forgive. There's maybe something, Mrs. Rabin, from Abbas Meir, maybe no one's perfect, but we hold nothing back and we grant forgiveness for the same reason. Just another reminder, it's a little slippery, and maybe you're even around the grave, just be careful as you come closer. And anybody else who wishes to participate can come forward either side. The field on this side, obviously, but you're more than welcome to use a shovel if you'd like. Just be careful. Friends, this does conclude the service here at the graveside. We turn to the mourners and we offer the ancient words of custom that we can find on the back of our folder, our pamphlet. We say the words Hamakom Yinachem Etchem B'toch Shar Evelet Zion of Yerushalayim. May God console you and comfort you among all those who mourn in Zion and Jerusalem. At this time, for those of you who wish to return to your car, we understand it's cold. You certainly may do so. We are going to invite the cemetery staff in just a moment to close the grave using some machinery. But you're certainly able, if you're feeling a little cold, you can go back to your car. Thank you.